Okay folks, here we go again. We got a new horse in, which means an opportunity to show a different horse and a different approach and whatever else this horse presents. I've got this horse long enough to make it a gentle, handy horse, which is exactly what I want. And the man that owns it just needs something he can get on and go ride that's safe. And by the way, he needs to be able to rope off it in case he gets the opportunity. So he's roped and ridden all his life and all that, so he's just fine. I just need to make this horse really gentle. It's had some work with. It's been rode in a snaffle bit a few times. It sent off to a trainer and came back. Nothing got done evidently. And it's had down under horsemanship on the ground, so I'll do my best to get by that. And I've got to teach this horse some understand about space and not to be pushy and not be on you. And I just play it by ear. The first thing that happens is it gets roped around the neck, and then you find out if they want to pull back or not. And when we're ready to go to work, the horse is going to actually walk up and touch its nose right there on my knee. So that's phase one. This gives me a chance to check a horse out, see how bothered they are, or how gentle or how dull they are. Roping for me is a must-do, and I mean, among other things, I'm sitting on a horse that'll draw that horse, and I can work a horse from a minimum of 20 feet away, and I don't have to be standing right next to him to do what I'm after. This horse, I think, is 7 years old. So this isn't a brand new deal straight off the range. This is a horse that's been handled. Now just kind of watch what the horse does. Give you an idea about pressure and release. There. I never try to pull straight in line with the spine, because that's one way to teach a horse to pull back. I get out at the slightest angle. You'll see a lot of pressure and release. Now it's up to the horse. It's up to the horse to approach. I'll set it up for it, but I'm not going to start off by petting the horse. Part of what I'm doing is teaching it where the best place in the corral is, and that's with its head right at my knee. That way I'll be able to work it and get something done with it instead of it going past me or sucking back. Now the fact is, it's the coils of the rope that's making the horse hesitant. Well, that's part of sacking them out. Now we've started. So that little thing right there has been known to take an hour to get done on a bronchi horse. Now I just start paying attention. How about the tail? If it clamps down when I'm doing stuff, how much the horse wants in, where it wants to put its skull compared to me. I just kind of start observing what's going on. All 4 feet, so I just kind of want to get it sacked out on the rope. And for those of you that are interested in roping horses, this is a brand new rope. I only use it for the head, the girth, and the flank. I never rope feet with a brand new rope. I use a ragged out old rope. Okay, so the horse is wanting in. It's wanting to get along. And I'm just trying to get it set up, pressure and release. In spite of my lariat, which is hanging down here. To have a gentle horse, you can't have him pulling back. It's a very dangerous thing. Now, I've showed you this before, but right on the ground is a silhouette of everything that's going on. So I know whether to slide rope, or I can feel it, plus I can see the horse. There, it just went to that go-to spot. So now, when I move, it needs to learn to move. See that? It didn't move. So I disengaged the hindquarter, and now I'm telling the horse, here it comes. Now whenever they do that, I'm sliding rope. You can see how much farther away I am as soon as they start to pull back. So if you got rubber on your horn, this isn't going to work. Now of course I'm not attached to this horse's problems. I'm just presenting things. And it's up to the horse to react the way the horse is going to react. That's just a habit. Now when they climb up in the saddle with you and bite you on the face, that's when you know it's a bad habit. This is just a habit. And remember, if you can't slide rope, you can't do this. Now this lasts for their lifetime. That's why I do it. I'm bending the spine to help the horse move. There, that's the place you're supposed to be, right there. So now the horse has already told me, I know when I'm in the right place. I know when I'm in the wrong place. Now what I'd like you to watch is how long before this horse faces me. Watch my right hand. I offered a really good deal. There. So we're at the point where the horse has proven to me that it does in fact have a brain. Watch the hindquarter. Didn't step across. Made it. So now it's up to me to read the horse. And for those of you that are curious, the horse's mouth moving, everybody says they're licking their lips, and that's all wonderful. Well, I've seen them licking their lips when they're bucking. The nose, the tongue, if it comes out the end of the mouth, that's nerves. If the tongue doesn't come out and they're just moving their mouth around, then they're fine. This is what's my concept of riding a horse. It's called the release. This is what I believe in. Now this is where the cinch goes. Now obviously you can do all this stuff on foot, but what I found over the years that if I'm sitting on a horse doing this, it takes less time and I get to work the horse I'm sitting on, so I'm actually working two horses at once. What I want this horse to get in mind is that when it feels me leaving, it needs to go with me. I'm the guy. There you go. I'm the guy. This is why it's called a feel. Now the Honda goes on the other side so that I can do both sides of the brain and treat the horse equally. And for those of you that are interested in roping, this is one of the, on a tough horse, which this isn't, this is when you got to watch out they don't dive behind you and jerk you off the horse before you can undally. So you really want to keep an eye on the horse when you're doing this. See that? They can go the other way. Now this is separation. I'm going to send the horse. Honda is in the right direction to feed now. Walking the Honda over is done on purpose. Now I just hang on with my hand. I never dally on this, ever. When the horse starts to trot, that's when I'll release the pressure. There, that's the place I want right there. Now that's called rim guard. That's going to happen. When it does happen, I want this horse to be able to take it. This is what I'm talking about, groundwork. There's groundwork and then there's groundwork. Now I have to be there when this horse just trots. I don't want it to stop, I want it to trot. It's real hard for a horse to buck when they trot. They're telling you. There. For me, this all has to be taken care of before I get on their back. You may sneak a ride on them, but if you can see what will happen if you don't have your homework done. Now the horse knows the place to be, in spite of the rope, in spite of its feelings. It knows where to be. This will pay off later on when I'm on foot. The way I see it, if this doesn't work, if it didn't work, this horse wouldn't be right here. I keep telling it, this is what you need to kind of stick with me, you'll be all right. That's good. That's what I wanted. Now the rope foot is on the inside always. Getting good about carrying it. He's fine with carrying it. Now I'm just going to slide rope and slow him down and ask him to join me so I can lead him by a front leg. I'm sliding rope while he's doing it. Look at my coils. That protects my horse. So the rope slaps my horse on the coils, not on his neck. I've got to be ready for the change. There it is. So now it's just a matter of getting the brain to tell the feet to move. There. Brain, tell the feet to move. There. Now you notice I didn't throw my dolly that time because we're moving right along now. I'm not straight with the spine so I don't cause it a tug of war. Now this is why you learn how a horse loads up. They got to put the weight on the left front foot to move forward. Here it comes. Now I'm getting closer so I can ask this horse to help it connect the dots. There. And what I want you to watch for is for the left front to make an intentional step. I'm literally moving the left front. I need the horse to bend its knee and ankle and walk towards me. The other three legs have decided to get on the payroll. Contemplating. This is what horses do. It's processing. Now you got to understand that it knows exactly what to do. It's just choosing not to. It's nothing personal. It's no different when I had it roped around the neck. Now there's a bit of a show of anger. There's a brace. There's a try. I'm going to let the horse think it's getting kind of discouraged because it can't take a hold of the situation, can't take over. Now here it comes. Join me. It's very simple. Got to give the horse the time. I just got to be there when the horse makes it. Left ear made it. Now I'm going to reassure this horse. We're going right back to the go-to spot where we started. Now, let's go. It almost made it. You see that? I'll help you. Left hind made it. Done deal. That's the release. Now I'm heading out. Would you like to join me? Now, the reason I touch a horse here is because I'm getting both sides of the brain. Left eye, right eye. I'm not going to pet him on the neck. I'm leaving. That's what you're after. Never tighten the rope unless it's on the ankle. Feet are stuck. angle, asking, pressure, release. Pressure, leaving. Now we start paying attention to the left eye, right eye. There's not a lot I can do about it when I'm on the horse, but when I get on the ground, I'll be able to straighten it out. That's connecting the dots. I am leaving. Now I'm in both eyes. Horse is leading just fine. That's exactly what I needed. I've been known to spend 2 hours on the right front foot. Remember, the roped foot is always on the inside. Now the horse has to cock its toe out behind to let me know that it's given that foot. This is another thing that's going to happen. This horse is going to get hung up in wire someday. It's going to have a clothesline around its foot. It's going to have a rope around its foot. And it needs to be able to take it. And of course I've had people call me a year after I've done their horse, and they'll say, you know, that horse got hung up in wire, it stood there all night. And all they got to do is walk up and cut it out. So this is kind of worth $1 million what I'm doing now. Now the object is for the horse to just put its toe on the ground out behind the farther back than the other foot. Not that. That's flight. That's fight. Now this is also separation. It's thinking it to come into my knee like it has all morning, and now I'm telling it no. I need you to stay out there. That's flight. Old school folks know what hip shot means. That's the way they have to stand for this to be complete. Now remember, when I first roped it, it was kicking real hard and fast. Well, now it's just irritated. That's what I wanted. That's over on that foot. I'm going to be roping cattle off this horse, so I really need it to be good about a rope. Plus I'm going to break it to hobble. And once again, you watch the toe, and it's got to end up behind, farther back than the other hind foot, with the toe cocked for this to be complete. That's it. That's exactly what I want.